Hello dear friends, welcome to this program, our Moments with God, our moments with the Word of God, very powerful Word of God that touches our hearts, and as the letter of St. Paul to the Hebrews says, it pierces through the marrow of our bone and it cuts both sides. So what a wonderful thing to have the Word of God and to reflect on the Word of God that touches our soul and that can lift our soul to God and bring a closer union with Him, a closer contact with Him, and eventually probably even a friendship with Him. And if you like the video, you may please share it with others. Thank you. Today, as you see, I stand here before this solid stones and rock. I'll tell you in a minute, but just to remind you that yesterday the first reading spoke about that God will wipe away all the tears from your face and He will remove all the reproach from your life. And today the reading goes further from the book of Isaiah, that trust in the Lord forever, for He is like an eternal rock. This is still a stone rock, but God is like an eternal rock. Trust in the Lord forever, not just at the time of crisis, not just the time of sickness, not just at the time when you are challenged, not just at the time when things look dark. Trust in the Lord forever, for He is like an eternal rock. Forever, trust in Him because He is eternal. So there is no beginning and no end in that. And very interestingly, when you come to the gospel of today, Jesus is comparing about a wise man who built his house on a rock. Once again, like this house, you see this wall particularly, so well strong stones. This wise man built the house on a rock. Now, I am almost certain you have seen in the last few months lot of floods in various parts of the world, including here in Europe, and the whole houses and villages were taken away by the floods. I don't know if such a strong flood this wall can stand. I think this wall particularly can stand those floods, which is what Jesus is saying, that this wise man built his house on solid rock. Floods came and destroyed everything, but his house remained firm. That is what God is trying to tell us. Trust in the Lord forever, for He is like an eternal rock. And be like a wise man who builds his house on the foundation of a rock. So what is that foundation? Let your trust be like a rock. Yeah, not shaking, not doubting. Yes, it is possible. You know, a lot of people come when they make confession. Sometimes one of the things they confess, I'm not talking about any particular person, I'm just saying in general, Father, I doubted God and I questioned God. I tell them this is absolutely fine with God. God does not mind that you question. Actually, it is good to question God because that can strengthen your faith. But going one step further, when we connect with our soul to God, then when we find out that our faith is built on a solid rock, our trust in the Lord is like in a solid rock, then that can be shaken, but it is back to the solid rock. It is built on a solid rock. And God is eternal rock, and therefore trust in Him forever. And that's why today in the gospel also Jesus begins the gospel by saying, not all those who say by their lips, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but those who do the will of my Father. The will of the Father is that you trust Him forever. The will of the Father is that you trust Him, that He is the eternal rock and He will stand by you. And this Advent season, I think we can very well use our time in building our trust further, making it as solid as a rock that come what may, it will not be shaken. Thank you very much, and if you like, you may please subscribe to this channel. And as I have said earlier, there are films on my channel. If you roll down, you will find some very good films connected to Christmas. Christmas season is around. Star Over Bethlehem is one that I would recommend. Beautiful Bharatnatyam dance on the birth of Christ. Please enjoy that. Thank you very much.